One-foot-flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the 1-Foot Flipper. Today we're going to look at 8 different ways people price things on eBay. But before we get into that, how's everybody doing? My week was really good until about yesterday when it all started falling apart. Now my wife's in the hospital in the intensive care. I'm not ignoring her. We're going up there later. I've got to have the daughter. I can't stay up there 16 hours a day with my daughter as well. So I'm taking this time to film and get my orders out. I've gotten 2 negative feedbacks in the past 24 hours, and they're both just the grumpy customer, nothing really wrong with the item type of feedbacks. Just one right after the other. My subscription numbers have been completely flat for the last week. That tends to happen. I tend to get a lot of unsubs because I had a viral video that gained me thousands of subs of people who aren't really interested in the space. So those people have been unsubbing over time. It's continual, but sometimes because of it, I don't gain anything for a week either. And I had a missing card order that led to a nice 16 item not received claims at the same time. Now, the post office never did end up scanning the package, so it is probably lost, but it just super drives me nuts because it was also one of those sales in which I got the, thank you, Parker, where I got the bad feeling about it beforehand because the guy messaged me a bunch and I was going to a forwarding thing and he wanted to upgrade to package shipping because he claims he keeps having the standard envelopes not arrive. And so that just had my spider sense all over the place, but I ended up doing it anyway. And of course, that's the one that gets lost. And I've got 2 missing items right now. One is a big old plexiglass arcade marquee sign that goes at the top of the arcade games for the game Carnival. I'm pretty sure it is somewhere back here in this mess that I'm going to pop up on screen because it's not with the rest of the marquees up here on the main level. And the other is a little miniature. I remember pulling it yesterday when it sold, but now it seems to have vanished off the face of the earth. All right. Now, the first way people price things on eBay is that they just guess. I know this, and they do no research. I know this sounds crazy to you, but that is absolutely the most common way most eBay sellers price their items on eBay. I think it's the most common way that most YouTube eBay sellers price their items on eBay. At least from looking at their stores, that's the idea that I get. They just say, oh, yeah, this thing, that looks kind of cool. It's kind of old. That's probably $10. And they put it up there. No research whatsoever. Just guess. And with those, you got 2 things. You either left money on the table with the item every single time, or you way overpriced it and it never sells. It's one of the worst strategies you can use, but it's also the most common one. I sold this quarter-4 Death Pile Monster to Lewis Clans Collectors. He said, you can shout out our up-and-coming store, please. He says, thank you. Well, thank you. There will be a link to it down in the description. Now, the second way people are gonna price their eBay items is they're gonna look up their listed prices and then put theirs in the middle. If they've got Beavis and Butthead issue 1 here, they're gonna look these up. They're gonna see the price range. Let's say they range from $3 to $30 listed price. They're gonna list theirs at $15. This is a very, very common strategy. Sometimes it's a common strategy from people misunderstanding what actual educational YouTubers are telling them, or other people telling them what to do. But it's just extremely common to do that, and it's one of the worst possible strategies because on most common items, like this Beavis and Butthead issue 1, only the ones at the low end of that price range ever sell. All those ones further down the page, they sit there forever and keep getting replaced by more lower ones that actually sell. The only way that strategy works is if there's not many of the item and they actually sell through to get to yours, or if the overall price changes. But plenty of people do it, and they do it with very large stores. And once your store gets extremely large, you're going to be right sometimes on accidents, or prices will shift. So they'll continually get sales. It just won't be good. I sold a total of 3 craft gourds for $43.47 plus shipping to different buyers. I also got a negative feedback on a craft gourd. That was one of the 2 negatives that I mentioned. It said, Tedja gourd had blemish. The Tedja blemish on the gourd, very visible in the pictures. You know, these are grown in the ground. These aren't made in the factory. You know, if there's a spot there, there's a spot there. That's why I photographed them from every single angle. It's also my first ever gourd negative feedback. I've sold a couple of hundred of these. At least I think I've sold a couple hundred of them. At least 100 over the past year and a half. Your number 3 method, which I think is one of your most common ones among educational channels and YouTubers who tend to know more what they're doing, is they look up their sold prices and they list in the middle of that range. You know, if sold prices on these vice grips are between $10 and $20, they'll list it at $15. That can work, but it can also be very slow because you don't always know the mitigating factors to those sold item. To those solds, if price starts drifting down, you're going to be out of range very quickly. You don't even know if those items were actually paid for, but it can definitely work. I sold this Bachmann G-scale train crossing, $23.99. And these little Bachmann train replacement parts, they're called knucklers. They're what the train cars clump together with. $3.41. I had a whole box of these, so I put them up in various lot sizes that people could buy. Number 4, everything is the same price. You got 1,000 hats? Every hat is $15.99. You got 1,000 books? Every book is $9.99. 3,000 DVDs? Every DVD is $9.99. Especially Quigley Down Under. If you got Quigley Down Under, you know what you've got. Tom Selleck is in that movie. Those other sales where that movie sells for $4 shipped, those are fake. Now, sometimes these everything is the same price sellers. Sometimes they'll have a couple of tiers. I often see 3 tiers, like a low, a medium, high tier. It's like, every bad hat is $9.99. Every okay-looking hat is $17.99. And every cool-looking hat is $29.99. Zero research on these items, and these prices usually have nothing to do with reality. But this is a very common thing I see. It's usually in very large stores from very experienced sellers, strangely enough. And you see it all over the place, and there are some YouTubers who seem to do that. Oh, Soda City Flips said, since I don't like to mention anybody's name negatively, to always say it's him, Soda City Flips does that. Soda City Flips lists everything in his store at $9.99, regardless of quality. I sold this Western Electric wall mount rotary phone here for $21.59. This sold in less than a week. I got this from Meta Bubbles. He was out checking out sales, and he picked this up for me, and I'll mark some money on his spreadsheet. Your number 5 way of pricing things on eBay is the unlimited space aspirational pricing method. These sellers, they're going to research every single item that they sell. Say they've got this Machikoro game mat, which I just sold for $6.29. But they're going to check Terapeak. They're going to see that one of them sold a year and a half ago for $19.99, and that's where they're going to price the item. They might even try for just a little bit more. I don't really suggest this strategy, but some people who seem to have very large amounts of essentially free space or real estate, maybe they're in a very low property value area, and they've, have a huge steel building to keep all this stuff. Maybe that can work for them. I wouldn't suggest it otherwise. In addition to that game mat, I also sold this. I can't find it, so I'll pretend like it's in my hand. Well, here, this looks similar. Pretend this is it. I sold a Blood Bowl Dark Elf metal gaming miniature for $8.99. That has disappeared off the face of the earth since I pulled it yesterday. Number seven thing, which I see all over the place, and I see some YouTubers doing it. They'll carefully research their prices, or maybe not so carefully, depends on the person, and then they will ruin the entire thing by factoring in a public coupon. You know, they will figure that this box of smoke and cleaning fluid for model trains, they will find out that the market price of this is $20. Then they're gonna factor in that coupon. Say they've got a 33% off coupon for their whole store, so they'll price it at $30 and say, and then the customer uses the 33% off coupon and it's $20. And that is one of the worst things you can ever do. That buries you in search results. When they search for this item, price lowest first, it doesn't come up with the coupon price. It gets filtered down there on page 4 at $29.99, not on page 1 above the fold where you would be if you'd just priced it at $19.99 in the first place and not tried to complicate things by using a coupon. You don't need to use coupons. Coupons have to be something extra. Most customers won't use or redeem coupons, almost never. I sent out coupon codes with like 1,000 orders in a row when I was early. I never once had that coupon code redeemed. Multiple times I put my whole card store on sale, buy one, get one free. Not even a coupon, just buy one, get one free. And 90% of my orders were still for one item. Even when they were expensive items, people would still just buy one and not take a free one because they don't look at all. So don't price the coupon in as part of your strategy. Sold a total of 3 records for $23. Jack Bruce and Robin Trower. Rusty Warren, Knockers Up. And Genesis, selling England by the pound. £1 at a time, please. All right. Last method I'm going to talk about is my method. On every item I sell, for the most part, I'm going to check currently listeds and solds. And on common things that commonly sell, I'm going to list at slightly below the cheapest currently listed one that's comparable to mine, or the highest sale price listed in solds, whichever is lower. I'm not trying to make record prices here. Just oftentimes you will find that every single one listed on eBay of something is above market. I find that often in collectibles and less common things. You know, this thing is never sold for more than $40, but the cheapest one listed on eBay is $70. I'm going to go ahead and list that at the $40 from the history, or maybe I'll try for just a tiny bit more, but I'm not going to list mine at $69.98 to undercut the one that's not selling at $70. If it's not selling at $70, it's probably not selling at $69.98 either. If it's a unique item that I cannot find another one of, I only research and sold listings at that point, and I find the closest thing in the world to whatever it is I've got, and then I generally just price mine the exact same way and sell similar off that same item, changing whatever specifics I have to. All right, I think that's about all I have for right now. I've got to get this stuff packed up, get the daughter ready, then go see my wife. Since she's in the hospital, I'm going to be having to somehow get the orders out of the house by myself this week, which is going to be interesting, to say the least. Hey, make sure you're still subscribed. Tell the people in your hospital, in your doctor's office about the channel. I don't see them in the comments, ever. Hope to see you again soon.
And the next thing I sold, this Xbox One video game, Terraria. Picked it up at Goodwill for 50 cents. Sold it for $32.09. I kill it with these these disc-based media products, DVDs and Xbox One and anything that's got a disc in it. There's this one eBay guy, I don't know what his name is right now. It's not coming to my head. The one jumper dude, 1 foot jumper, skipper, or 1 foot flipper. 1 foot flipper, I think that's his name. He just downs this category. He says that disc-based media is a dying thing. You're selling it for next to nothing, or you're losing money. Too much competition. It's because he doesn't get his pictures right, and he doesn't know how to get his title right. And, you know, these things are worth a ton of money. You can find them all over the place for dirt cheap, and you can sell them for good money. But if you can't get your pictures and your titles right, yeah, you're not going to sell them. So, you know, don't listen to that guy. Just, you know, focus on making sure your lighting's right, and, you know, make sure you got the name and the title and everything right, and price it at whatever you want. People eventually will buy it. You'll be surprised. Take my advice.